Good morning everyone, my name is Shani. Today I want to show you my programming project with the Mastermind computer game. So, what is this game about? The computer randomly chooses 4 shapes from the list, and the player is required to guess the shape and place them correctly to win this game. Now I show the programming interface. Before starting, you need to import random to import the source code from random library. Then I'm using another technique which is a list. You can see I'm creating another list, which is a shape letter list. I'm using first letter represent the shape list. Also to simplify for user and enter the shapes. For here, I'm using another technique which is a user-defined function to call out the play function to move on to the next step. So first, you can see that you two user-defined function. For here, I'm using a while loop and true and false. So let's see, when t equals true or t equals true, we'll bring up hi to want to play a Mastermind computer game, and hello alert the user to input s to start. For here, I'm using an if statement and logical relational operator. So if hello equals s or hello equal to uppercase s, we'll bring out a welcome message and t will equal to false. So to avoid it repeat again. Then it will move to another user-defined function. Else, we need to check for validation, but the user did not input the correct input, so bring out error, please enter s to start. T will equal to true, and repeat again and continue again. Next, I'll show the user interface. As you can see, I entered s to bring out a welcome message. How about using the uppercase s? You can see it also bring out the message. So now I'm using another one, G. You can see it's an error. Please enter s to start and ready to play. Then I enter s again. You can see we bring out the message again. Move on to the second step. You can see for here two user-defined function, and this user-defined function is to bring the attempt to the begin function. For here, we need to randomly choose 4 shapes from the list to count in range of 1 to 4 plus 1. Why 4 plus 1? Because we're using a range, we'll omit the last number, which is 5, so we'll count from 1 to 4. Then using a random choice, as stated previously, in order to use it, we need to import the random to import the source code from random library, and then you append it to the random list. Next, here the third step, begin to guess. So from here you can see I bring the attempt to the begin function. For here I need to ask player to guess the 4 shape. So I'm using a while loop. When none is smaller or equal to 4, you allow the user to guess the shape. And this lower is a begin function. While user enter the uppercase, it will convert it to lowercase. Then you would like to check the validation. If the guess is not the shape letter list, we bring out a message. Please enter letter related to the list of shape. If they meet the requirement, then we will append it to the player list and num increase by 1, and we repeat again and ask again. Next, I'll show the user interface. So here the list of shapes. So I let the user to guess the shapes. So from here you can see I enter H for heart and D for diamond. So I enter uppercase is no problem. So how about I enter W? So you can see please enter letter that is related to the list of shape. This means it's incorrect and let the user enter again. Then shape C is C, C for circle, and shape 4 is C. So you can see it bring out the message. Then the fourth we need to check for the result. For here, I created another temporary list, which are random list and are player list, and copy from the original list. You can see that are exactly the same. Because we need to avoid changes when modify from the original list. First, we need to check for correction and correct place. So for A in range of 4, if R player list A equal to R in the list A, correct place increased by 1, and we'll replace it to 0 and 1. So what is the purpose? So let's see. From here, we need to check for the correct shape and wrong place. In order to make it more clearer, I make a flowchart. So from starting, we know that the wrong place is equal to 0, and this is the list. This is outer loop in the loop. So begin for A in range of 4, for B in range of 4, you start from 0, and B will start from 0 and check. If R player list 0 equal to R in the list 0, P and P, no, this is false. So you will check the inner loop again, B. So B will increase by 1. R player list A will still maintain as 0, R random list is 1. So is P and P is exactly the same. Yes, it's exactly the same. So wrong place will increase by 1. So continue looping until it meet the requirement. So we'll come out to the outer loop. So for the outer loop, A will become increased by 1, B will begin the 0 again. So you can see P and P increase by 1, T and T increase by 1. Also you can see when T is correct, shape incorrect place, you will replace by 0 and 1. Then what's the purpose to replace it? This is because when we check for S and S, if this is exactly the same, so the wrong place is increased by 1, so this is incorrect. So we need to avoid it, we need to replace it to 0 and 1. Next, the first step, we need to check whether a player win the game. So for here, while I equal to true, if a player did not win the game, we'll let the user to try again if they want to try again. So if the user decides to try again, so attempt will increase by 1 and clear the previous list, which is the player list, and then you bring the attempt to the begin function. For here, if the user decides to end the game, they end it to another set 5 function, I will equal to false. Next, we'll check a validation, else if they never enter the correct input, we'll please enter Y or N. Next, last, so else the player will win the game, congratulations, and show the attempts, I will equal to false, and will end the game. So it's game ended, thank you. So now I'll show the user interface. For here you can see I'm using DDDD, which is diamond. The correction in correct place is 1, correction by wrong place is 0. You see D and D is correct. So this is exactly the answer. Random list just for checking purpose, not shown in the main program. So when it's correct, it repeats by 0 and 1. This is a random list which is exactly the answer. So when I'm trying this DSTC, you can see that I'm using uppercase S. It's no problem. So correction incorrectly is 4 and D 0. I bring up congratulations and win this game. Took 3 attempts, game ended. And also from here you can see I enter H. So you will print out a message. Please enter Y or N. Last, I would like to say thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy.